Namaste. Welcome. Hello, class. And how are you all today? Good. I hope that you're well. I'm very well. I wanted to start my class off today with, well, asking you a question that I've asked, well, really since this series started. From one point of view, when we start to talk about goals in yoga, well, the goals are there. They're like mileposts, perhaps. Once you get to one goal, then you move on to another. I've heard a very fine hatha yoga teacher who I admire very much said, well, there are no goals in yoga because it's constantly moving and constantly changing, and so therefore you really can't sort of say that there's a goal, because to me a goal sort of means, well, you stop. But really, in this case, this is the goal where you walk to one level or to where you wish to be, and then you continue on walking to something else to help you, well, to make you stronger, to make you happier. All of this is to reach our potential that's inside of us. It's very important, isn't it, in this day and age, to be strong, to be flexible, not only of body but also of mind. Because if you don't, it's pretty tough. Life can be awfully difficult at times. So how are you doing with some of your goals? How about some things like, losing a little weight, perhaps, or gaining a little bit of weight? How are you doing with this? Are you able to see that if you, with the proper diet and working with the hatha yoga exercises and the breathing, that it can be very, very helpful for quieting your appetite down? It can be. You need to work at it. I do think you have to spend a good half an hour each day on the exercises themselves and on the breathing themselves. But it can elevate your spirits. It can make you feel lighter, and those two combinations help to quiet the appetite down, because sometimes you put something in the mouth when you feel down in energy and also down in the dumps. And so I hope that you're working well with it. I know it helps me a great deal. Also for smoking, I don't think there are any easy answers as far as smoking are concerned. There are different kind of clinics that you can belong to now that I think, well, my husband has found them helpful, and other friends have too. But if you use the yoga exercises to relax you and breathing to calm you also, they also help with letting the cigarette habit go. Yeah, it's all workable. It's all supposed to be. I thought that today that I would start with some standing exercises, if you will. So will you stand with me? And beginners, there are going to be lots of things here that you can do, and we can do them together. And we're going towards the goals of becoming stronger, more flexible, and increasing in the tenacity to hold the postures also. This is helpful too, to release tension, all sorts of different things where we can become more of what we're supposed to be. So let's stand, please. And let's start just by warming up the shoulder and the neck area. Also, this exercise helps you to firm and strengthen the upper arm. Good for tennis, and also good if you need a little bit of firming in the upper arm. Arms now out to your side in a T position. T position, you really need to open your eyes, right, and look down at your shoulders, and look to your wrist and to your where your fingertips are, so you can see that you're not too high and that you're not too low, but that you're straight out to the side. And the same thing goes with your other arm. And then you make a small circle, circle and circle. Little circle here. When you begin to feel muscles ache, I think that's good. That's a good sign. All right, now other direction, because that means that you are really working with them. Pain, that's a different matter. All right, now a bigger circle, circle, and circle. You can feel now you're into the joint of your shoulder, and in the other direction, other direction, other direction. And this spreads out now. The strength from a smaller upper arm, now you get into between the shoulder blades, working in the muscles there. And now relax your arms and observe. Just let any tension now, feel if you have any tension in your shoulder area or your neck, just let it flow out the inside of your hands. Can you feel that? Sometimes it really literally can feel like a steady, warm stream. And I like to feel, and even if I have to use my imagination, that this is tension just draining from the body. Good. Arms once again out to the side in your T position. And here, this is an exercise for relieving tension in your shoulder and your upper neck area. You drop your chin to your throat. All right, bring your chin up now to the ceiling. And at this point, you can feel the upper back of the neck touching the back of your shoulder muscles. Head back and squeezing gently. Oh, it should feel good. And head straight. All right, now drop your right ear to your right shoulder and then back into these muscles. Back slowly, left ear, left shoulder, and chin to your throat. Once again, right ear, right shoulder, and back. Left ear, left, chin to your throat. Keep your arms up and out. You're using muscles now of your arms. Don't let them down. Drop your chin to your throat and left ear, left, and back. Right ear, right. One more circle, left ear. Slowly now, class, slow it down to the left. Back, right, chin to your throat, and then relax. Let your arms relax. Once again, let any tension from the shoulder that collects in the shoulder, the neck area, let it just drain out your hands. Can you feel that? I can. I might be using my imagination sometimes, but you do the same. You're supposed to be creative with your imagination here. Feel as if you really are letting tension go. Just like water. Fine. Now, let's stretch forward, and we'll start the backs of the legs working here. I'm going to work into a nice posture that is, well, you'll see in a moment. All right, just the forward bend now from your standing position. Drop your chin to your throat, round your shoulders, and then as if you're separating each vertebra, come forward now, just like a rag doll, slowly forward, forward, and forward. Relax your neck. Relax the arms. Relax the back of your thighs and your seat. And don't watch here, but let this blood now come to your face and to your cheeks and the lines of your face, to your sinus area. Just as you're holding here, all this blood then comes to this very important area of your face, and it's really good to have extra circulation in the forehead, in the nasal area. And then round your spine and come up. Now make your arms just like a rag doll, slowly and smoothly come up. And standing, standing, and standing. Now, what I'd like to show you now is an incorrect way of doing a forward bend. That's Paschimottanasana asana, your forward bend, from a standing position. And I think if you just watch here, I'm going to go forward and watch how it's an incorrect way and how you can correct it. All right, I'm going to come forward now, slowly. And in the beginning, because it's easier and it hurts less, there's a lot of stretch, isn't it, as you come forward. We tend to put too much weight on the heel of the foot, and if I can show you by just from my hips down to my toes, if I can show you what a hyperextension of the hip area and the knees is incorrect. I don't want to have your hips or your seat back of the line of the back of your heels. This is what I call incorrect. This is hyperextending and is not right. It's really abnormal for your body to pull the hips backwards. It stretches ligaments and cartilage in a way that, well, it's too much. It's hyper. So you see how my toes are up? That's because there's all the weight's on my heel. And to correct this problem, what you need to do is to bring more weight on the ball of the foot, and then you have the hips, they're much more over the heels and the ankles, and you're in a proper forward bend from your standing position, and you're not causing injury. All right, so I'm going to come up now. And let's try this now. With this in mind, I think it's a good point, and I hope I've made it clear for you. Once again, now drop your chin to your throat, round your spine, and then taking care of where the weight is distributed in and around and on your feet. Come forward and placing more weight now on the ball of the foot, and so you don't, hyperextend, right? And then if you can, lining the toes and the fingertips in straight alignment, you're just bringing
yourself more and more, forehead closer to the knee. Now bend your knees, bring the hands behind the back of your calves. Sorry, back of your thighs, sorry, and clasp a hold of hands to elbows. Bring your abdomen right close to the thighs and hold it there. And this is one way to help you stretch out, again, in this forward bend position, to stretch out just a little bit more. And this is really sort of for my continuing class. Don't, if you're a beginner, I would ease this into this one gently. All right, now straighten your knees, just 1/4 of an inch until you begin to feel a stretch. Keep the abdomen, keep your rib cage on your thighs. Hold and bend, once again, and straighten the knees slightly. And bend and straighten just a little bit more. Now beginners, I would stop and wait. And if for my intermediate class, try and straighten your knees just a little bit more. And then if you can bring your arms down beyond the back of the knees to your calves, it's a little added stretch. And then straighten your knees round the back and come up into your standing position.
Fine. You can begin to feel the hard part for me in teaching is to encourage you to listen to your own body and know the difference between stretch and pain. And if there's pain, you really need to stop and to listen. All right? Legs now out in about a 4-foot spread. 4-foot spread. And we're just going to do a simple lunge to help you to strengthen your legs. Bend now your right knee. All right, bend your right knee, place the hands, just right hand to the right hand to left wrist is fine, and come just in a big deep lunge. And then you come up into a standing position. Now if you absolutely can't, you get really stuck down there, undo your hands and place your hands on the floor and push up. This will help you to get yourself started. And this is a conditioning exercises for all of your standing postures. All right, let's do then a lunge to the right, either hands on your wrist, one to the wrist, or push off with your hands and then work up gradually. All right, arms out in front of you. Be sure that your legs are wide apart and that your toes are facing me. Bend now. I'm going to work on my right leg. So bend your right leg, come down to the heel, and push off. Once again, arms out, lean forward. This will help you keep your balance, and come up. Strengthening of the thighs, the back of the thigh. All right, now let's work on the left leg. Bending then the left, and come up. Don't linger too long down there, and then come up. Oh, I'm sure anybody who's working on their skiing can work themselves up to 10, sometimes 20 of that lunge. Feet now together. And we're going to do a dancer's posture. It's a very beautiful posture and really quite easy to do. If you work and you find, like I do sometimes, I really find that I need to, perhaps a wall sometimes for certain balance postures, great. Use a wall or use a chair. So we're going to do now this dancer's posture, first standing in your straight position. First I'll go take the posture apart, and then we'll put it all together. I'm going to balance on my right foot, and you just reach down and clasp a hold of right hand to your left foot. And the first part of why don't you just join me right there? Grab a hold of your left foot, and then you pull the left leg back. And then release. Let's try this now with the opposite foot. You bend the right knee, clasp a hold of left hand to right foot, and then you pull the leg back. The arm is straight, your stomach is pulled in, and down. The second part of the posture is while you have a hold of right hand to right foot, you then, with the arm that's free, you reach up and you stretch. And you want to feel that you're creating a line between your hip and that floating rib. You're creating space, and that you're also creating space between the rib cage as you think upwards in this wonderful dancer's posture. Natarajasana is what it's called. So let's put now the two together, and we'll try and hold in Lord Shiva's dance posture. It's really very beautiful. I'm going to reach down, right foot, or left, I have a hold of my left foot here, and stretch the heel back, and with the arm straight, reaching then up with your free arm, which is your left arm, and then you hold and reach. Remember that you're trying to create the line and hold the stretch and separating the ribs. Reach with the palm of the hand and then release both feet together. How'd you do? Well, if you're a little wobbly, good. You just go to a chair and hold on to the chair. All right, then let's work now on the opposite side. Reaching down, grabbing a hold of the instep of your right foot, left hand. And then with your right arm, stretch the palm of the hand up to the ceiling and pulling back on the heel of the foot and both feet together, both hands down to your sides. And let's lie down, please. Dancer's posture. It's fun to do. And sitting down now, let's lie down in our relaxation pose, just coming onto your elbows, and then placing each vertebra one at a time to the floor, straightening both legs, palms turned upwards, and relax for a moment and simply observe. Really let your whole day go. We've done some tension relieving exercises. We've done a posture that's fun to do. And now observe the feeling, the sensation within your body, feeling that you are letting your whole day go as you're lying here with the eyes closed, pulling your shoulders down from your ears. And let's do some deep breathing now. Exhaling the air now through the nostrils out. And inhale, breathe deeply and slowly in and in and in. And exhale slow, smooth exhalation out and out and out and out. Once again, inhale, breathe in slowly and smoothly in. And exhale, slow, smooth exhalation out and out and out. Really using the lungs, top to bottom. Exhale, exhale out. Bring now your feet together. Bend both knees and bring both knees to your chest. Place both hands behind the back of your neck. Elbows are on the floor. All right, now bring both knees down underneath one arm. I'm using my right arm. Now can you press the shoulders to the ground and really stretch the rib cage and look over your opposite shoulder and take a breath. Inhale and exhaling, bring both knees to the chest and both knees now down under the opposite shoulder. And you look over with your head the opposite direction. And here the spine is getting a lateral twist as you then go from side to side, side to side, and side to side. Place your feet on the floor and turn now and on your abdomen. And if you'd like to, just face me. And we'll work on cobra posture, your Bhujangasana. Cobra posture. I'd like to show you something, too, about the hand placement here for your cobra posture. Oftentimes, I'll tell you to place the hands, the fingertips, directly underneath your shoulders. Well, really the most incorrect way of doing cobra posture would be to have the hands way up here. Why? Because this causes a lot of tension in your shoulders and hinders your own progress from doing the posture well. Let me show you now just a little helpful hint on the way to, or a placement that's probably very right for your body. And that's this way. If you'll just watch here for a second. Bring your hands behind you and twine your fingers together. All right? Straighten your elbows. Watch here, if you just would. And then I'm going to come up just halfway. You can see my shoulders get pulled back, the chest opens, which is supposed to happen in cobra position. And then I'm going to ask you to let go of your hands and just place them, let them fall on the floor where they fall naturally. Release, place. All right? I haven't struggled with that. I just simply release, place my hands on the ground. See if this doesn't help you to put the pieces of the Bhujangasana together better for you. In other words, to stop this common mistake of shoulders up under your ears. This really makes it very difficult to do cobra.
So place your forehead on the floor, bring the hands behind you, and twine your fingers together. All right, straighten your elbows. Pull the arms down towards your heels of your feet. Raise forehead 1, to the nose, 3 the chin. Now pulling the arms, the hands down towards the heels of your feet. Lift up your chest and release your hands. Place them where they fall naturally. Good. Now keep your hands glued there and see if it isn't helpful to you and how you do your cobra position. And if I sort of think if you're a beginner, that might have thrown you a little bit, all my talk about cobra posture. But watch the series, and I think you'll feel that you'll catch up if you stick with it for a while. All right, class, cobra position. Let's do it together. Place your forehead on the floor, and you raise the forehead 1 to the nose and 3 the chin. You just scrape the floor slowly. Now stop there. Now place the back of your head into the shoulder muscles, and there's a stretch in your throat. So you really feel. Don't have your head sort of sloppy and sort of hanging there, with the back of the head touching the muscles of your shoulders. Now contract your seat muscle. Lift without use of hands. Lift your chest and feel the skin raise off of your mat, and then press gently the heels of the hands slowly, then come into your cobra position. Slowly means really just that. You want to feel each vertebra as they practically touch as you go back. The pubic bone and the hips stay on the floor, head back, and then lower, keeping your head back as you slowly lower. Now feel the skin as it touches inch by inch across the navel, the rib cage, the chest. The shoulders now come down, tuck in chin, nose, and forehead. Did you find this a little bit easier, this placement of the hands? I hope so. Let's try now. Let's try Bhujangasana once more. Check your feet. The feet should be together. Keep your hands in the position where they were. Place your forehead on the floor. Forehead 1, 2 nose, 3 the chin. Pulling now the shoulders down from your ears and back. And without using your hands, make your abdomen work for you as you raise yourself up. Then wait just gently on the heel of your hand, but you're leading with your chest and your sternum, head back. Now, pushing down on the heels of your hands, come up onto your knees, keep your hands where they are, and sit now onto the heels of your feet and reach with your arms. Reach and reach and reach, and stretching out all the lower back muscles as you reach and stretch. And then come up onto your knees. Come up onto the knees. Place your hands on your thighs, the spine absolutely straight. Touch the toes, the big toes touching the knees apart. Now tighten your seat muscle and leaning back as you just do a simple lean, but you're working again on the seat, your thighs, and hold. And come straight. You lean back just about 3 inches. Now lean back just a little bit more, but keep your spine straight as you hold. Arms then straight out in front of you. Hold, and then come up into your standing, or rather into your sitting position. Let's lie down now, class. Before you do, all right, now you're sitting on your knees and on your feet. Let's just do Atlas posture, and then we'll have time for a little relaxation at the end. You're sitting on your knees, you're sitting on your heels. Sit now on your right hip. Bring the arms entwine or clasp a hold of your wrists, and now stretch in Atlas posture to the left. Sitting on your right hip, stretch to the left. Up then onto your heels and change, sitting on left hip, and stretch now to the right. Pull your abdomen in and pull the shoulder back. And then sit on your heels, hands down to your sides. Good. Sit on your sitting bones, feet out in front of you, and then come down into a relaxation position consciously. First one elbow, then the other elbow, then place your spinal column on the floor consciously, vertebra by vertebra, and then the back of your head on the floor. Straighten your right leg, straighten your left leg, palms of the hands turned upwards, and tuck your shoulder blades towards your spinal column. And let your head relax from side to side and side to side. Lift the hips up a ½ inch off the ground and let them flop. And now give a suggestion to your legs to relax deeply. From your hips down to your toes, and from your toes to your hips. Feel a sensation of relaxation. This is different for each person. It comes sometimes as a feeling of hollowness or lightness or lengthening. Now work then into the pelvic area, sphincter muscle, that's the anal contraction, relax all across your abdomen. Then work your way into the torso, into the rib cage, into the back of your spine, into the muscles that touch your mat. Feel that there is no tension in your spine, but there's some that is really a free-flowing feeling of tensionless feeling. That any sort of little barbs that you might have kind of be holding on to yourself are sort of smoothed out. And focus your attention in the shoulders to the fingertips and from your fingers to your shoulders. Just, again, tension is just flowing out of your body, out of your fingertips. Moving then into your face, into the muscles across your cheeks and your jaw, and the little lines across your forehead, the back of your head, and then you rest your attention upon your breathing. Keep it with you. That's very important, class. Namaste.